Good morning, dear parishioners. I am honored to stand before this elite and learned group today to share a sermon about a remarkable figure in Christian spirituality, St. Theresa of Avila. Her life and teachings offer us profound insights into the depths of spirituality. St. Theresa of Avila was a 16th century Spanish mystic, writer, and reformer who left an indelible mark on the Christian world. As we explore her spirituality, let's consider key points. Point 1. The journey within St. Theresa of Avila was a master of introspection and urged us to look within ourselves. She wrote, "The most certain sign that one is walking the path of union with God is the deep peace and love that fills the soul." This resonates with the Gospel of Matthew 6-6, where Jesus teaches us to pray in our inner rooms, away from the distractions of the world. Point 2. Passionate love for Christ. Theresa's writings are filled with passionate love for Christ. She said, "Let nothing disturb you, let nothing frighten you. All things are passing." In this, she echoes the words of St. Paul in Romans chapter 8 verses 38-39, emphasizing that nothing can separate us from the love of God. Point 3. Prayer as a ladder to God. Theresa's most famous work, The Interior Castle, depicts prayer as a journey through 7 rooms toward God. This can be linked to Jacob's ladder in Genesis chapter 28 verse 12, illustrating how prayer can be our spiritual ladder to the divine. Theresa's life and teachings offer us invaluable insights into deepening our relationship with God and living a spiritually rich life. St. Theresa's profound prayer life. St. Theresa was known for her deep and transformative prayer life. She said, "Prayer is an act of love, words are not needed." Even if sickness distracts from thoughts, all that is needed is the will to love. In the Gospel of Matthew 6-6, Jesus instructs us to pray in our inner room and close the door, just as St. Theresa encourages us to seek that deep, personal connection with God through prayer. Interior Castle of the Soul. St. Theresa's masterpiece, The Interior Castle, describes the journey of the soul towards God. She uses the imagery of a castle with 7 chambers, each representing a stage of spiritual growth. As we reflect on this, remember St. Paul's words in 1 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 16, "Do you not know that you are God's temple and that God's Spirit dwells in you?" St. Theresa teaches us to explore the depths of our souls, where God resides. Courage and perseverance. St. Theresa faced numerous challenges in her life, yet she remained steadfast in her faith. She reminds us of the words of St. John Paul II, "Do not be afraid. Do not be satisfied with mediocrity." Her resilience and unwavering faith in turbulent times are a beacon of hope and an inspiration for us to persevere in our own spiritual journeys. Simultaneously mystic and practical. St. Theresa's teachings emphasize the balance of mysticism and practicality. She said, "God alone is enough." In our daily lives, let's heed the words of Pope Francis, who encourages us to embrace the joy of the gospel and live out our faith in the world. Theresa teaches us to integrate our spiritual experiences into our everyday actions. Indian and Kerala context. St. Theresa's message transcends borders and cultures. In our own Indian and Kerala context, we can relate to her emphasis on inner contemplation, which is deeply rooted in our rich spiritual traditions. In the face of current affairs and challenges, let us remember St. Theresa's unwavering faith and apply her teachings to our lives. In closing, let us reflect on St. Theresa's words, "Let nothing disturb you, let nothing frighten you. All things pass. God does not change." Theresa's deep spirituality continues to guide us, and through her teachings, we find the path to a more profound relationship with God. May we embrace her wisdom in our lives, and like her, become beacons of light in our community, serving with love, courage, and unwavering faith. Amen.
വചനവയൽ ആപ്പ് എക്കാലത്തെയും വചന പഠനത്തിനുള്ള ബൈബിൾ ക്വിസുകൾക്കുള്ള ഉത്തമ സഹായി. ഇന്നു തന്നെ ഗൂഗിൾ പ്ലേ സ്റ്റോറിൽ നിന്ന് വചനവയൽ ആപ്പ് ഡൗൺലോഡ് ചെയ്ത് വിവിധ ക്വിസുകൾക്കായി പഠിക്കാൻ ഈ ബുക്കുകൾ സ്വന്തമാക്കൂ. ലോഗോസ് ക്ലബ് അംഗത്വമെടുത്ത് ലോഗോസിനായി ഒരുങ്ങാം. വചനവയൽ യൂട്യൂബ് ചാനൽ സബ്സ്ക്രൈബ് ചെയ്ത് മത്സര റിസൾട്ടുകൾ ആദ്യം അറിയാം. www.vajanavayal.com എന്ന സൈറ്റിലും ഈ ആപ്പ് ലഭ്യമാണ്. എക്കാലത്തെയും ബൈബിൾ ക്വിസുകൾക്കും സഭാവിജ്ഞാന ക്വിസുകൾക്കും പരീക്ഷകൾക്കും വേദപാഠ പരീക്ഷകൾക്കും സഹായിക്കുന്ന 1,00,000-ൽ പരം ചോദ്യോത്തരങ്ങൾ. എക്കാലത്തെ ബൈബിൾ ക്വിസുകൾക്കായുള്ള പഠന സഹായം വചനവയൽ ആപ്പ്.